Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Josh here, and for today's video I'm going to show you some specific poses and modifications to target our toes, our feet, and our ankles. If you'd like to see how we're going to loosen these areas up and relax them, go ahead and stick around for this. Just like any other yoga class, we're going to go ahead and begin with a few slow, deep breaths. For this, you can be in any position that's comfortable to you. But all I want you to do is let your mind come to center. Let your arms and shoulders relax. We'll take about 5 good breaths in and out. In through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Once we've gone ahead and calmed ourselves down, we're going to begin in our child's pose. Let's go ahead and warm up the ankles by sitting back with our feet, the tops of our feet placed down firmly into the mat. We're going to let our forehead come down and eyebrows touch the mat as we breathe for 5 breaths here. And out through the mouth. We'll go ahead and warm up the ankle joints by rocking side to side for about 10 times. This is really warming up the tops of our feet and ankles. If you want to increase the stretch, you can go ahead and try to curl the toes up. As you're doing this, taking your mind and attention to the bottoms of our feet and stretching out the top of our ankles. Good thing about this pose is we're also loosening up the hips, because a lot of our tightness in our ankles and feet come from imbalances in the hip. From here, we're going to begin with an inhale. We'll come up to our tabletop position. And now we're going to go ahead and curl those toes up under us as much as we can. And we're going to rock back and forth. Back on inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, each time getting deeper, pushing. A nice stretch in the bottom of the feet and the tops of the ankles. So much that we can push our butt all the way down to our heels or close to it. Loosening up the toes. If you have to regather by curling your toes up tighter under you, go ahead and do so. If you find a deep spot that's tight, you can hang out there. We'll do about 2 more. Get a nice stretch and push. Breathe out. Now we'll do 5 with our feet facing down towards the mat. We're going to push back. Really curl those toes. Clenching the toes. Getting a nice stretch in the ankles. Think about how you're breathing here. We'll go for 2 more times. One more time. Now we'll curl the toes under us as we go into thunderbolt pose. We're going to sit back as much as we can. Now if this is challenging, you can go ahead and place a pillow under your butt, or if you have a block, which I do, you can go ahead and place it and we can sit on the block. So we get a nice deep stretch. We'll hold here for about 5 breaths. From here, what I like to do is kind of like self-massage the tops or the backs of my ankles. You can really get into the calf tissues, and there's a lot of tenderness that I have in this specific spot. So take about 3 more breaths here. And we'll go ahead and place the bottoms of our feet or the tops of our feet down on the mat, and we'll sit back into our thunderbolt pose. Again, if it's too intense of a stretch, you can use your block and place it under you. So we sit here. I'm going to push my heels down a little bit to get more of a stretch. And I'm going to also push them out. And I'm going to clench my toes, curl them, as we breathe for 5 breaths. From here, we'll go ahead and go back to the top. We're gonna go to our child's pose. We're gonna sit here and breathe for 5. Now we'll curl those toes, and we're going to go into child's pose, a little bit deeper of a stretch. So we breathe for 5. From here, we're going to go back to our tabletop, placing the tops of our feet down on the mat as we rock back, as we exhale and inhale about 5 times. Curl the toes, deepen the stretch, each push. Feels really nice. 2 more times. One more time. From here, we'll curl our toes under us as much as we can, and we'll do 5 rocks back till we feel a nice stretch. And inhale as we come up, and exhale as we fold the knees. Really finding that spot where we're getting the toes nice and flexible. Can kind of rock side to side to get a good stretch in the toes. Toes should be spread like our fingers. We'll go for 3 more rocks. One more time. From here, I'm gonna grab my prop. This time I'm gonna use 2 blocks to show you a different way. 2 bricks here. You can also use a pillow or books, whatever you have in your room, or a spot that you practice. We'll have our feet down, our tops of our feet down. As we hold this position, I'm gonna put my hand slightly on my ankles, and I'm gonna massage the ankles and push the heels into the mat, deepening the stretch. We'll breathe here for about 5 breaths. You can lean back slightly to increase the stretch. Finding that position where you're finding new ranges of motions in your ankles and what feels nice. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. And from here, we'll go ahead and curl those toes under us, furthering the stretch underneath the bottom of our feet. I'm gonna make my yoga blocks go up because I'm feeling a little bit tight in the toes and ankles. We'll curl those toes under. So we take about 5 breaths here. You can put a little bit of weight through your hands, through the heels. Also, self-massage is positive right here. As we go for 3 more breaths, pushing the tissue up towards the hips. As we end this class in Savasana, we're going to go ahead into our child's pose. As we breathe for 5. 5 big breaths here. Now you have a few options here. You can continue that flow 2 to 3 more times, or you can end here and want to say I'm Coach Josh and namaste.